That's a lot, though. That's definitely a lot. So, while I got you here, tell me about the All-Star, man. How was it? All-Star looked good, bro. It looked good out there.
The last year, funny thing to me, last year All Star was more of a vibe than this year because they changed, like they tweaked some stuff. I was like, damn, I wish I could have played last year, but it felt good to play this year, being that I was hurt last year, like during
Yeah.
that time. I could have like forced it because it was an All Star game, and been like, play a little bit just for the sake of it, but I ain't want to make like what was like bothering me worse than what it was.
Right, right.
So it was like
You
the
hate that.
atmosphere of it was dope. I ain't gonna lie. Like the atmosphere was dope. The fans was dope. But then I just felt they could have did like a way better job versus like the whole copycat league type ordeal. Like we gonna mimic the NBA down to a T.
They damn sure did.
Like even down to the snubs. Like I almost felt like they purposely snubbed dudes to make it more NBA like.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it would have been a way better All Star game if y'all actually had the best players playing. And no,
So you
no,
think,
no offense to the people that made it, because I mean that's a accomplishment. Don't want to take away from nobody that was having like a good year or a good season. Let's be real. If you look at this league or any league, because they do it in Europe too, they do it
right,
everywhere. If you look at them leagues when they have All Star games, let's be real. The American players, no matter what circumstance, in most cases it is, are the best players.
I was telling DP that. I was telling them, I said, when you come over as American, they looking at you as the savior, buddy.
So
Like,
it's like, how do we only have like four players in the All Star game? Like that ain't being realistic. Like given what some of these Americans is doing as far as carrying these teams, so that was like unfair to a lot of Americans, in my opinion.
right, 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 right.
They come here, they carry a lot of these teams. They put these teams on their back, and then kind of like it's like a slap in the face. Be like, nah, we gon' not only are we gonna leave you out, we gonna put four people from your team on the All Star team. You know what I'm saying? That type of time.
Damn.
It's
The
like none
fans
of them
vote.
guys,
So it's kind of
and
like political.
it ain't political because they knew what they was doing. And now the flip side to that, in no circumstance does the fan vote get the biggest percentage of the votes.
Mm,
Mm.
that's
They specifically make it like that because Joe Blow, who really ain't that good, can just have a crazy fan base, and his fan base can vote him in, but he really ain't deserved it.
Yeah.
So it's like the reason why like the fan base get the lowest percentage is because of that.
mm,
Because your fan base, like think about every team, every team got a Rudy on their team. I don't know. I know Stacks. You know the movie Rudy. Like, so you know that. But every team has like one of those guys like who probably like never played, but his fans, you put him in the game, the whole arena gonna go crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tim Tebow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if that guy was in that circumstance, it's like man, everybody gonna root for him because everybody feel like that's the closest thing they are. Like that person is more relatable than LeBron James.
Right.
I feel more connected to him and more like him and have more similarities to him than I do a motherfucker who's just like out of sight, out of mind.
Right. Right.
So it's like when I seen that and I'm like, hold on, the fan vote is 30% of the vote. I'm like, of course the Mongolians gonna outvote the Americans. We in Mongolia. This is their country.
Right.
They
Right.
people go vote for them. You know what I'm saying? That's how that's gonna go. And
Yeah.
then like the lower half of it is like the coaches and the media votes. Like let's be real. Even the media going for their people. I ain't mad at it, but at the same time, like when the game is watered down, like that's why.
Mm, mm.
And it wasn't competitive. I'm old school, so it's like I ain't the one to be like, we ain't getting back on defense. We ain't playing no defense. Like somebody drive, you move out the way, you let them dunk. I feel like that's whack.
Yeah.
That's whack to me. Like when the NBA had like that long period, which they let it go way too long. That long period of allowing guys to play like that. People got tired. It got so watered down that they had to start coming up with all these different scenarios for All-Star games just to get dudes to play hard.
Right. Hey man.
So that was the word. I'm talking about. It was so bad. Like us and the other Americans in the fourth quarter, we asking each other like, "Are you, like y'all playing real? Like y'all gonna play?" Like we got to ask each other that. Like y'all trying to play to win? Like I'm talking to the Americans on the other thing. Like y'all trying to play to win or what? Like what we doing here?
Y'all ready or what? What we doing?
Like what is it? Because I got a game the next day. And that was another thing. Like the scheduling was bad, so it was an All-Star, and then games started right back up the next day, and we had a game, and we had a big game. So it was just like I ain't want to really overdo it. However, I still played good. I think I was the third lead scorer or fourth leading scorer, second leading scorer on my team. And it was really like, again, I was being like mellow. I had the mindset like, I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna shoot jump shots. Like I ain't gonna do nothing where I gotta kill my legs. I got a game next day. But if I wanted to go crazy, I could have went crazy. It was like so many like wide open layup opportunities to the point where I was like, man, I don't even want it this way.
Right. Hey.
But the
So they
environment
was
was
treating
crazy.
that like
Like,
a
it's always dope to see like the arena sold out and all that. Like the atmosphere was dope.
Yeah. Go ahead, DP. What you was saying?
no, I was saying like it was kind of like they was treating it like an open run or something.
Mm.
That's
Like
how
the
we
way
was
the game
treated.
was played, yeah.
Yeah, it was like I said, it wasn't no D. Then you already
That
knew
could
who
be
they wanted. Like
boring though too. Yeah,
I was super boring. It was
I
super
already
like
know.
outside of like some of the dunks, the fans would go crazy like over the dunk. But
Mm,
other than that, it really wasn't like no. Like I had like some moments where I added some flair to it.
Mm.
Cause I was telling people, I was like, look, this is how you got to treat All-Star games like this. And one guy did it, but they let him do it the whole game. Like did nobody take pride in it? So I didn't start or whatever. They let the players pick the starter. So I'm like, hey, this is how you set the tone. It only needs to be one person. When you see they not playing defense, just cherry pick all of that. A motherfucker pride gonna kick in because the first time out, when you look up at the scoreboard, you be like, damn, motherfucker got 18 already.
Mm.
One, you already know what's the first thing we're gonna say, like, oh, he going for MVP. So now you're gonna get somebody else to kick in, and then you're gonna get a couple of other motherfuckers who really want to be like, we don't want this motherfucker to get MVP. And on top of that, motherfucker already got 18. We ain't
Right.
even 6 minutes in. This the
Right.
first quarter. Like, let's stop that shit.
Yeah.
Because if we let him keep on, like it's about to be something crazy. It's gonna be a story.
That's a
Like this
fact.
motherfucker gonna get 70 or something like that. I don't want that to happen. So a
That's
motherfucker start playing serious. And one guy did that. It was a Mongolian on the other team, but I kind of peeped. I could tell like they talked amongst each other. They was just letting him just score, like opening all the way up, letting him go right to the. I'm like, oh, they want him to get MVP. Ain't no way.
facts.
Because I'm getting upset just watching him score that easy. Whereas, like, I want to guard him so he's not getting easy basket like that. Because literally, he running the table. I'm like, he had like 20 in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm. Well, the politics be involved with that. Even the players be with
He
it.
had he had 20 in the first quarter. I don't think he scored 20 all season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like maybe I'm just looking at the game just totally different. Whereas such like I'm over analytical about it, over observing about it. But I was just like, if I was a fan and I was watching that, I'd be like, come on.
Yeah, he ain't. We know you ain't shit. Cut the bullshit. Listen,
Yeah.
hey DP, ask you go ahead. You ask him some questions about over there. Well, you know, he did the Scouts League. Let me say that for he did the Scouts combine, which is great. Shout out to Scouts too. I like what they doing.
Yeah.
So they basically got like a
It's down there in Florida.
they go from
It was
state
in
to state.
it was in Orlando, but yeah, they usually travel like throughout the United States. Like I think they was recently in Atlanta,
Uh-huh.
and then they do
Houston.
Vegas,
Yeah.
Houston,
Houston. I seen it.
and I believe New York. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they do New York too, and Texas, Houston. You just said Houston, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us how that experience was, and then you could chime in with Ant and see like ask the questions you want to ask.
Um, at first I didn't really know what to expect really, cause I didn't know if like we was gonna do, like the usual combine. You know how you do the little jump test and
Measurements and all that. Yeah.
they test your agility and all that. But really, we just played like 2 games.
5-on-5.
I guess they wanna, yeah, yeah. Like they split everybody up into 2 teams. So one was Portugal, the other one was Spain, I believe. And then we just went up and down like 2 games. We played 20-minute quarters, 20-minute quarters. So
Man.
So y'all
yeah, it
played
was
20-minute
like,
half.
that's what I meant. Yeah, 20-minute halves. Yeah. So we played 20 minutes and then another 20 minutes, and then the next game, same thing. So it was a real good
Basically
experience.
college, as far as the
Yo, you said
time
what now?
go. Now I was just saying, basically college, as far as the time go.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
did
It was
20-minute
basically
half.
like college.
Mm.
But yeah, it was fast paced, of course. Everybody going 100 miles per hour. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as
Which is
far as
like the
me,
complete opposite of the pro game.
right, right. Like it was almost like the All Star game. How you were saying, like, uh, well, it wasn't really no cherry picking,
But
but like
I'm
it
about to
just
say, I'm
felt
pretty
like
sure them combines tough because everybody trying to get there. That's got
right,
to be the
right.
toughest shit in the
That's
world.
what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
told him
yeah,
too. I said everybody gonna try to
Play
get.
it.
It's gonna be 100 miles per hour. You gotta
yeah.
be able to go 120. You gotta be able
Yeah,
to go
that
a little
shit's
bit
tough.
Right,
faster
right.
than the crew. Yeah. He killed out there
I
though.
I've only been a
Yeah,
part of
I
something
did my
like
thing.
that twice,
Hmm.
and it was like I already knew that I was like I had to just show face. They was like, "Hey, just come out." They got me out there. One year was the
Hmm.
dealie. It was too far. They didn't want me to go through the draft, so they was just like, "Look, we want to sign you directly. Only way we can sign you directly is if you come to our draft combine or whatever." So I got to see only I worked out and I played the first day. I didn't do anything the last 2 days, but like actually watching it, I was like, yo, it's so even if you're a good player, it's so tough to do this because so many dudes is gonna play the wrong way and play just to get there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like I watched the dude literally like I think they did 12-minute quarters and then they was subbing like every 6. Like they literally was doing half
Hmm.
and half. They had damn near 10 teams, 10 guys on each team so they can do 5-and-5 on subs.
Right.
And I watched the dude for 6 minutes straight, bro. Shoot that motherfucker every
Every
single
time you touch the ball, yeah.
time. It was bad, bro. It was so bad. And then somebody tried to tell him because he could play. He could play. And then with the combines, you could also, it can be like a catch 22 because at the same time, you get put with a lot of motherfuckers who can't play.
Right.
So you might be trying to play a certain way and they really not that good. So you doing certain stuff. You like, okay, they don't understand how to roll. They don't understand how to read pick and roll. They don't understand how to do
Hmm.
this or whatever the case may be. So you out there, you in no man's land. So you just your competitive spirit might kick in where you like, man, I at least want to like keep it close.